No, you spoke about teaching and,
Yes.
your switch of occupations and how that kind of changed
Yes.
you. What is like the teaching world and how has that kind of affected on or brought a bright spark to your life actually?
I feel like before, I didn't have purpose. I think I went from one extreme to another, if that makes sense. So I went from retail, Sainsbury's, Selfridges, to teaching.
That is a.
Do you know what I mean? Like, big gap, no qualifications, no experience in teaching. Thrown it out there, didn't finish uni. So, like, I literally was just like, working in retail, let's see where it goes. Didn't really have a plan. And then our head of year saw me in Tesco, Sainsbury's, and she was like, what are you doing here? She was like, you actually, like, she was like, I've seen so much more for you. She was like, you need to come and work at the school. And I was like, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Like, I'm a supervisor. But in my head, I was thinking, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then obviously my sister then went to our school. So then she came home one day and she was like, Miss said you need to call her. And then she gave me, bear in mind I had her number anyway, and then she gave me her number. I called her and she was like, yeah, what are you doing? She was like, come and work at the school.
Right.
And then it was just like, go from there. And then I started during COVID, where they had online teaching and only the vulnerables were in school. And I started volunteering. So I was working at the school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, working at Sainsbury's. And then picking up shifts at Sainsbury's Monday through to Thursday. So I was basically working 2 jobs, but one of the jobs I was doing for free, the teaching. And then bam, they were like, we want to pay you as a cover supervisor. I was like, cool. Then I started working with year groups. Then I was doing pastoral for a year group. And then 3 years ago, I went for head of year. And the rest is history.
Quite a quick rise up for a teacher, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And considering, and I always say this, considering I have no qualification, like I've never worked in education ever before. So for me, it was like, you've got a little bit of sauce on you, darling. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a journey.
I was gonna say some journey.
Yeah. Because to go from working for free to now being a middle leader, it's crazy.
But sometimes that's the case. Because you work for free, they understand, okay, she actually wants to be here.
Yeah.
Hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's people do look at it that way. Because, if you're always asking for the money, everyone needs it. But, if you can do without it, they look at you, okay, cool. She was here working. Now, you can really trust her because we're going to pay her now. So
yeah, and I was even like doing timesheets. So I was like writing my hours down.
Right.
Yeah, so I've been on like a serious journey, working for free, to doing timesheets, to them saying, okay, we want to actually pay you for this role, to then me just like getting extra TLR constantly to now where I am now. So
have you figured out what you actually want to do in life then? Is that because you went from Sainsbury's where you're saying, or in the retail saying, I'm trying to figure it out, and then obviously the phone call came.
Yeah.
And then you're now in the school. But is that what you wanted to do? Or is this just another stepping stone to actually go into what you want to do?
No, do you know what's so funny? I always wanted to work in a school.
Okay.
So prior, when I finished sixth form and was getting my grades to like go to uni or whatever, I didn't actually ever want to go to uni. Thanks, Liz. Yeah, I didn't ever want to go to uni. And I remember my head teacher at the time was like, like we can employ you as a TA, got really good A levels. So they were like, yeah, like you could just. And she was like, there's no way. She was like, no.
Yeah.
So I was like, bet. So I went to uni, and I think, maybe that was part of the reason why I didn't finish. Maybe I partied too much. Who knows? I don't know. But
I do.
People think I'm the minister of enjoyment.
Listen.
They hadn't met this
Continental.
They hadn't met this geezer.
Back in her day, me and Rhetta's day was Wednesday. I just knew.
Literally had specific days for people.
Yeah, Wednesday every week.
Every Wednesday. Hands down. Nando's, what's that
Love a slice.
Love a slice.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit of bowling.
Maybe
a little bit of arcade.
Yep.
Maybe we might go to Greenwich and go on the cable car.
Maybe.
Like, what are we doing?
Maybe.
One freelance. Like,
Maybe
Whereas
Basama.
me, I partied with structure.
No, I didn't.
No, there was no structure. It was
Yeah,
just,
I know. Like, that's what I said. Wuyata didn't party as much as me, but hers was chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was. And
It
then
was like, you could call me 8 o'clock. Woo, what are you saying? Yeah, let's go. What time do I need to be there? 10. Bet. But I'm still at work.
Yeah.
I finish at 10. Bet. I'm going to be there.
It was
I used to do
perfect.
it. Oh, the hell, my girl, the light, beep, beep, the noise, the scanner. Gotta go home.
Yeah, no, it was
And
perfect.
you see me.
Whereas me, I work hard, mate. I go party and I still go work on minimal sleep edge.
No.
Yeah, no. I
See the difference.
Yeah, but yeah, it was literally phone. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Let's go.
yeah. But I think that's because I was working in retail. I didn't really have a purpose. I was here for a good time.
Yeah.
Whereas now, being in the role that I'm in, it takes a lot on me physically, mentally, emotionally. Like it just,
mentally, boy.
it can wipe me.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
when I get to the end of a term or whatever, like if you try and catch me during a term, especially now that I have Zeke, forget it.
Yeah, no, it's hard to go in contact with you.
Yeah, it has to be life or death.
Yeah.
And it's not because I don't want to speak to anybody. It's because
difficult.
genuinely, my day is so intense. Then I have to come home, sort out a baby. By the time I'm ready to actually decompress, I just want to play Sudoku and chill out.
Of course. You can't look. At the end of the day, everyone's living their own lives.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
can't.
teaching it's always been the thing. I really enjoy it. I think it's had its moments. And I think obviously now, being a mum, it's changed completely for me.
Right.
But I think that's something I just have to learn and adapt and adjust to. But overall, I have a good time. I love it. I absolutely enjoy
Definitely
it.
kept on your toes, mate.
Yeah, 100%. And it's also like built me as a person, made me learn stuff about myself because you're trying to build the next generation.
Yes.
And I'm a firm believer on, I can't sit there and tell a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, however old the kid is, oh, this is what you should do better.
Without trying to even.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not doing the same thing. Or you see me out and you're like, rah, miss. Crazy story. I was in Box Park the other day. Random. Haven't been to Box
Yeah,
Park.
told me down there.
Haven't been to Box Park since before Zeke. Yeah. My colleague came down. 2 of my colleagues. One left to go traveling. The other moved to Margate. So I hadn't seen them. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's go. Why am I in there? And someone goes to me, hey, miss. But I thought it was someone like trying to be like, hey, yo, miss. I look up because you know me. I look up. And I was like, oh, hello. It's a student. And I said, yeah, this is done for me. I can never go here again. How can me and you be doing kung, 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 kung?
Together.
And then if I see you on the corridor, you got your headphones on, take off your headphones. That's a detention.
Yeah.
The
No.
man would say, I saw you on Box Park, though.
But you have to have the balance though.
No, 100% you have to have the balance. But I think that's the tricky part with being a teacher because your face is always there. So you could see a parent out. You could see one of an ex-student, a current student.
Oh, I've seen a parent is different though.
Yeah, parents are on the same thing you're on, I'll be real.
No, I hear that.
Literally.
Yeah.
I
If
hear
not
that,
worse,
but
man.
Yeah.
But for me, okay, I'll give you an example. Some of my colleagues, yeah, when they're addressing parents in emails, they'll go, "Oh, hi, Jacob," whereas me, Mister.
Yeah, yo. Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? There's that line of professionalism. I'm never gonna call you by your first name, even if you insist. You're always gonna be Mister or Mrs. ABCD. Whereas, so for me, if I see a parent out, I'm like,
Yeah, I get you.
because I'm not that. My professional hat is not on, even though I'm not going to do anything mad, but...
Yeah, I guess so.
And you being there, you're killing my vibe, man.
Yeah, because you're student.
Yeah, because maybe on Monday I got to call you about something that's safeguarding.
Yeah.
What, then we talk about you saw me in the club having a... Yeah, come on, man. Nah.
We were doing shots together.
No. It's a very thin line.
But I paid for
No,
your
enjoy
drink
them.
cover.
Yeah.
I paid for your bottle.
And the
But
thing
they'll tell
is,
their child.
with the area I work in, the demographic we work in, like sometimes the parents can be
Yeah, close.
or difficult.
Yeah.
So sometimes they can't see you in certain lights because then the work you're trying to do in the building, because some of the stuff I'll be talking to you about, if you see me in the pub or you see me out, that could be something that could be a topic of conversation because your child has mentioned it.
Yeah, of course.
Do you get what I mean? So it's a very fine line because I have to maintain that safeguarding aspect, because sometimes I could be talking to you or call you and say, oh, you know what, I'm going to make a referral because your child has said that you're out at the pub every weekend, or so. Yeah, nah. If I see a parent in a venue or a setting,
you're out.
Ciao.
Time to call it.
Unless I'm like eating, that's the only time you'll see me chill.
Right.
But if not,
but that's crazy though. You have to almost manage your life around other people.
yeah, you do.
I mean, yeah, especially when you work with kids, and then if, like, say location wise it's just all closed, there's a high chance that you're more likely gonna see them.
Yeah.
Especially like you said, like in an open space like Hotspot, for instance.
Definitely.
Like, bro,
Yeah, and you have to be careful, and especially where like I'm a leader. Do you know what I mean?
Right, you're
so
right.
I have to carry myself in a certain standard, in a certain way. The moment I don't do that, I've got 164 kids in my year group. I lose their respect.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, you know.
And if anything, I'm their voice of reason.
Because you're the younger person, and obviously,
Yeah,
the younger
like
teacher.
I'm the youngest.
one of.
No, I am the youngest head of year in the
Yeah.
school.
And
So-
yeah, because if we think back to our school days, you'd probably go to the person you relate most to. And
Yeah.
that's probably you in that circumstance.
Exactly that. Like when I first started working there, I go, oh, you look like my auntie, you look like my sister, you look like my cousin, you look like my this, you look like my that. Like, so you have to, like, because I'm young as well, I have to make sure I,
Draw the line somewhere.
yeah. Miss Moose was cool, but,
Yeah.
oh, did I do it again? Damn.
It's
my
alright.
son. Sorry. Hey. But yeah, she's cool, but we're not doing all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
But I absolutely love it. Would I recommend it? Well,
No one even asked that question.
No. You see, if you say that yourself, that means no.
would I
You know what
recommend
it
it?
easy.
Yeah.
Would I recommend it?
Oh no, before that, would you become a head teacher if you had the opportunity?
Do you know what? That always was my goal, like to be a head teacher or to be a principal. But now I feel like I could do better work elsewhere. I don't want to run a school because you're not really running the school. Do you know what I mean? Like you can implement certain things.
Yeah, because the board of governors that are really running the school.
Yeah,
above you.
and especially if like you work for a
That's what I
trust.
would be on.
So if your school is like an academy or stuff like you're
Yeah.
never really able to do what you want because you always need to.
Go towards that.
Yeah, and you always have to follow the school's ethos, values, stuff like that. And
Whatever they may
I'm
be.
rogue in that sense.
So you would want to, if you were to be a head teacher, it wouldn't be in a school where it's underneath. Well, all schools are underneath some sort of board of ed,
Yeah.
but underneath, as you're in now, an academy, or you'd want to be like separated from that. For a private school, for
I feel like
instance.
most secondary
Nah.
schools are academies now. I might be wrong.
No,
guys.
you're
yeah,
probably.
no, they are.
My one, well, my old one ain't.
There's changed too. Ain't changed
No,
to it
still
yet.
ain't.
Still ain't.
Fair play.
Yeah,
They're doing
'cause
really well.
it seemed like Harris,
Sorry.
Oasis.
And then
What's the
smack
other
in
one?
Middle of Victoria, man.
That's probably why.
There's quite a few.
What is it? I know Harris, Oasis. Then like conglomerate. What's another one?
I don't know if Meridian is
What about
one.
Arc?
Yeah, I think Arc is one.
Oh
Arc
yeah,
Academy.
I ain't
Sounds
seen that.
familiar.
There's a few of them.
Yeah, I ain't seen that.
Because what did Jeffrey Chaucer turn into?
Globe.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, I think
yeah.
that's the only Globe.
So there's,
Oh.
I think there's like loads of different.
Oh, okay. All I'm saying is them man are making bank.